networking event and just talked. You didn't ask anybody any questions, or if people responded back, you just kind of ignored them. How do you think that would go? Do you think that you would get potential clients or potential contacts that way? Probably not, right? Same thing if you have a friend or something. You all know that person that maybe you're texting them or calling them or asking them to hang out and they just don't reciprocate. So eventually you stop communicating with them, and maybe they come back to you and say, why didn't you respond back to me, or why aren't we hanging out? You're like, well, because this feels like very one-sided, right? That's not a good relationship, and that's not a way to build your business. It's the exact same way on social media. It's called social media, not talk to people media, right? So that's one thing that I think a lot of times people miss. One of the things that really helps with your following, engagement, and potential clients, come on, who cares about followers if they're not going to end up being potential clients, is about that interaction, that give and take. So one of the things Gary Vaynerchuk talks about is it's called a $1.80 strategy. His theory or thing of growing your following is talking about commenting on hashtags, 9 posts on 10 top hashtags, and that ends up being you're putting your 2 cents on all of those. That's $1.80. So that is definitely a really good strategy. One of the things that I think would be a better strategy in some ways, not better but different for real estate agents in particular, is a couple things very similar to that. Commenting, things like that, but sometimes hashtags can be a little more broad. So we want to make sure they're very local. So here's some other things besides hashtags that we can do in order to make sure we are hitting that audience and interacting. So engagement, right? We're engaging with them, we're hoping they engage with us, and eventually we can work together, and that will be a great way to start your day. Here are my 4 top recommendations, kind of using this hashtag strategy in a little bit different ways. One is commenting on your client's post, so your current and past clients. Now, maybe you're already following them, maybe you like their posts, but maybe you're not interacting with them as much as you can. Now, what this does is really keeps you top of mind, and it also allows people who are seeing their posts to know who you are, so you're not a stranger, right? Those people might have just moved last year, so they might not be moving for a while, but their friends might be moving, right? You want to keep top of mind, so when they're at a party and somebody says, hey, I'm moving this year, they can say, hey, I recommend this really great person. I've been hearing from them a lot. It's really building that relationship. So that's number 1, is commenting on your current clients and past clients' posts. If you're not friends with them, if you have their email, ask them for their social media account, or you might be able to find it from their email. Number 2, comment on your clients' friends' posts, right? So now that we're commenting on them, look at who's commented on their post, on your client's post. A lot of times we hang out with people that are very similar to us, right? So if they were your client in the past and they really liked working with you, their friends are likely to like working with you as well. So that's when you go to their page, your client's pages, you go to the last 2 or 3 posts and comments that are on there, and then click on those and comment on those people's posts, right? So you're getting that engagement. Maybe you can follow them, commenting, things like that. You're hoping that they'll engage and comment and follow with you back. Worst case scenario, they'll at least see your name and they'll go, oh, that was nice, right? So that's tip number 2, comment on your client's friends' posts. Number 3 is going to be using a little more broad. So we can use hashtags, but another way to look at people in our area that are potentially good clients or potential clients for us are going to be location. So you can go into your search settings and look for search and then click places. and that's going to bring you to, you can search different places. So you can do Raleigh, NC, you can do Briar Creek, you can do Five Points, things like that. Maybe even restaurants in your area that you know the area really well. Maybe you have a very specific focus or a niche where you've sold a lot of houses and you know a lot about. So you can look at those and comment on those pictures, right? So if somebody's tagged downtown Raleigh, right, you comment on those top pictures, top posts, and leave your 2 cents. The fourth and final tip I have is using that hashtag. So when I think about hashtags in different industries, it's a little easier to kind of find those top hashtags. If it's beauty, clean beauty, hashtag clean beauty, things like that, that would potentially work. Now, it's a little harder with real estate because you're not just going to be able to hashtag like hashtag guitar guy, because you might end up with someone in Ohio, and that's not necessarily what you want. So a lot of people do use hashtags for location specific things like Raleigh NC, hashtag Raleigh NC, hashtag Carrie NC, hashtag Raleigh mom, hashtag Raleigh girl, things like that. You can definitely look up and see what people are using as hashtags. And what it'll do too is if you type in a hashtag, you can actually see at the top, it'll say relevant hashtags or similar hashtags. Go through there and see them as well. Then start to comment and comment on those people's pictures. Liking is good, commenting is better. Liking doesn't do a whole lot. You gotta comment, okay? So now that we've done that, those are some really great ways to get engagement, to get your following up, to get really people involved that are likely to be really good clients and customers for you in the past. So now what we're gonna do, bonus, is to use that for advertising. So you're like, what do you mean? I just got all this organic traffic. How can I use that for advertising? You can target those people through Facebook advertising. And how we can do that is there is a way to build an audience around people who have engaged with your content. You can do specifically to engaging in Facebook. You can specifically do Facebook advertising. You can do both. So that's a way to actually target people. So let's say you have an open house, you have a listing, you have something like that. You can advertise directly to that. And what that does is you know that those people are already been engaging with you, and they're more likely, they're kind of that warm audience that keeps you, again, top of mind. And a lot of times organic posts don't make it to your full audience, right? I think it's 5 to 6% depending on the platform and how relevant you are to your following. So that's a great way to boost that through Facebook advertising and be able to hit more of your target audience. Now that we have set up that audience for people who have been engaging with you on Instagram or Facebook or both, now what we can do is set up people and find people who are very similar to them or have similar online behaviors. So this is really going to be reaching people who are likely to interact with your content. So what it's called is a special ad audience. It used to be called lookalikes. It's very similar to lookalikes, but with the housing category being more restricted by Facebook now, it's called special ad audience. And what it is taken directly from Facebook's website. A special ad audience uses existing information you have about the people you want to reach to create a new audience with similar online behavior. It's like lookalike audiences, but adjusted to comply with the audience selection restrictions. So what it really is looking at is people that are very similar. So now you've taken your clients, your area that you're looking for, all that engagement, all the people you've been commenting on with that, they're going to be commenting back and engaging with you, people who are enjoying your content and talking about, liking the houses that you're posting, things like that. And then we're going to advertise to them. So it's like hitting them from all cylinders. If this is something or a strategy that you're interested in learning more about, specifically for the Facebook strategy part of it, please let me know. That is what I do now. So if that is something that you are looking for someone to run that for you, I can do that, or we can set up some training time, consulting, all sorts of things. So definitely click on the link below. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe right there. I'll wait. Subscribe so you can get more content like this, because it is so good.